So after having some success with breeding crystal red shrimps, I decided it was probably time to expand the species by doing up another tank for crystal blacks. This tank is set up the exact same way because it is the same species, just a different color morph, or at least that's what I believe it is. They seem to be fine, skadoodling about. I ordered 10 of them, although one of them ended up being a crystal red in there for some reason. They're still young, so I'm just going to let them grow up, and when the crystal red is more obvious, as to where it is, I'll move them to the other tank. But I've got some crystal black skadoodles just skadoodling in their tank, doing as they do. They're cute. They're still very, very young, though. Well, not very, very young. They're still adolescents. They're not like newly hatchlings or anything like that. But they're adjusting quite nicely. So again, this tank is just like the other one with the crystal reds. This is reverse osmosis water mixed with salty shrimp, KH. Well, it's the salty shrimp for bee shrimp, which is perfectly suitable for this with activated substrate or actively buffering substrate. So the pH is a little bit acidic, and the temperature is, nice and warm. Nothing hot, but, just a little warm. So I figure it'll be kind of fun to have multiple species, or not multiple species, multiple color morphs of the same species, so that when I do end up doing the crystal red experiment where I've got some shrimps that I'm going to see about alternative parameters, I can have a few different colors and see if there's any real difference between them. Because for whatever reason, certain colors are more susceptible, or anecdotally speaking, seem to be more susceptible to certain changes than others. If you see a bunch of people with, or people with a bunch of different colors of Neocaridina davidi, your typical cherry shrimp, some people say that some colors are just more hardy than other colors, and the theory behind it is that certain colors have been so heavily inbred to ensure that the offspring maintain a certain color profile that their immune systems are inherently weak. And there is some truth to that, but I don't know if I necessarily agree that one is necessarily weaker than the other because of that, because let's face it, all of these shrimps have gone through that process to achieve a specific color. So, there's things I want to test, and I need multiple shrimp colors to do that. Now, I'm hoping not just to stop with this, because, my initial results are also very good. There's some successful molts throughout the tank, which is always good to see. Molting is very stressful for a new shrimp, or any shrimp. But what I want to do is I want to have blue pandas or shadow pandas in the tank over there, the one that's dark right now. But shadow pandas are a bit more expensive. I'm going to be getting 10 of them. Will start costing me a little bit over $100. So it's getting to that point where it's a little expensive at the moment, but I've got tanks. I want to fill them, and I really like these crystal shrimps. They are super colorful, and I just absolutely love the little babies. Some of them are just a clean white, which, not exactly what I'm going for, but hey, I'm happy to see them skadoodle to and fro nevertheless. So it's neat. Who knows, maybe they might have some color changes as they get bigger. I'm not too familiar with this species, but now that I have successfully bred them, and they're all over the tank. This algae right here, all this algae, wouldn't be here if there were more adult shrimp. In fact, I think that's a mama shrimp right there. She's got eggs on her. I'm going to have a little mini shrimp explosion in here soon, because there's at least 2 buried females, and on top of the probably like 15 to 20 hatchlings that came out. And I'm not going to remove this algae for two reasons. One, if I scrape it with an algae scraper, I might end up accidentally hurting one of the baby shrimps because they like to graze on this, like you see right here. Like that little guy right there. And they're small. There's another one up right there. I don't want to hurt them because it is literally a razor blade that scrapes the algae. The algae's not hurting anything. Yeah, it's visually not as appealing, but once the shrimps start to grow and start grazing more and eating this algae, a lot of this is going to be disappearing. And I just don't feel like getting rid of it when it's just going to be eaten by them at some point soon anyway. So, I'm going to leave it be. Algae is not a bad thing. Algae is a natural source of food. Oh, are we going to get a good shot of Mama? Oh, the algae twisted in the wrong direction. You can see there for a minute, though, she's got a lot of eggs, and they're looking mature, those eggs. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. Mama's got a lot of eggs. Ho, 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 ho. So yeah, that's the update, guys.